Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, oh look at that, we get to see the moon rise. Perfect. On today's episode, we are back with some more Minecraft single-player survival, and on what I have planned for today's episode is last time we did this little walkway that I will show off real quick, maybe, possibly. Where we basically go from one end of this castle to the other through a little walkway here. Looks pretty good. I like it. But the problem is that on the outside it doesn't look nearly as good. That doesn't look exactly the greatest, right? So what I was going to do on today's episode is I am going to be finishing this thing. Well, I guess I'm going to sleep first. But I'm going to be finishing that by curving the bottom into a proper arch. And hopefully that will basically just make it look a little bit better. So that is the plan for today's episode, which means that we are going to be using a whole lot of stairs and a whole lot of other bricks and such, and just overall making it a little bit better and easier to look at. So let me get all situated and ready, and I will see you guys when I am ready to start building. So 1 second. Alright guys, welcome back. So, as you can see, I have kind of put up this scaffolding here. This is just going to be temporary. Obviously, it's not going to stick around, but this will just help us basically better move around up here while we're doing this. So, basically what I want to go for is just kind of create an arch. Pretty simple, nothing too special. The difficulty here is that it is going diagonally, which means that in order to do an arch, it's got to face kind of diagonally in, similar to how this is going, except we also have to do that with kind of these stairs. Now, there are stairs that you can get that are diagonal, but they don't like to stay. And so that's kind of where the difficulty comes in. So I could do something like that. And then there I kind of have something to work off of. Thinking I do this. And then this, something like that maybe? Wait, why does that look so weird? Oh, because that's not anything as of yet. Okay, we could do this. Okay. And now these are half slabs, so technically nothing is going to spawn on them as of right now. However, that also means, and I happen to run out of them, which means that it's now going to be a little bit more difficult. Does that need to be there? I think it does. So what if we move out one more block, and then we go bop. Something like that. We'll just tear this down real quick, because we're not going to be using it all the time. Okay, that I don't like that. So I'm gonna get some half slabs, and we'll put that right there. Now, first and foremost, before we continue, how does that look? Does it look good? Is it gonna work? Yeah, that kind of design up until about there should work. I kind of even want it to be lower than that, so that we get an actual, like, just curve all the way to the middle. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to find the middle of this, and then I will create the curves going basically in opposite directions. So I'll go do that, and I'll be right back. 1 second. Alright guys, welcome back. So I have figured out where the kind of center of this will be. And so what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to just take these stairs. So what we'll do is we'll place half slabs right here. And so that's kind of the center. Oh, hold on. Do I have my brightness all the way up? Okay, I do. So that's kind of the center, right? Let's see, can I place a torch down? Okay, cool. So this is the center, and then here we will put the stairs going down it, basically. So it will go fetch. Gosh dang it. It will go down in kind of this diagonal shape, right? So then we'll have, except these stairs actually need to face the opposite direction. So we gotta face them inward. Nope, wrong way. Inward. Boom. So then those will go, and then we'll put another brick. Oops. Like so. And this is where things kind of get interesting. Because we want to keep kind of the original shape of this, but at the same time, we definitely want it to arch. So, I'm going to continue with this, see how it works out, see what I can make out of it, and I will catch you guys when I have kind of finished this first little arc. So 1 second. Alright guys, welcome back. So, as you can see, I have come up with the general design of the arch here. So I've just gone through, and honestly, placing upside down stairs makes me want to die, but that's beside the point. I went through and placed all of these stairs like this in kind of an arcing angle. And so what now what I have to go in and do is I have to go through and basically establish kind of what I want it to look like, basically. And like the actual arc that we're gonna go for. But first, before we do that, I gotta take a look at the work here. Okay, yeah. Let's fly out a little bit further. It's actually too much. Well, fetch. So I was looking at a picture of the Castlevania castle to kind of get a reference here, and yeah, it's not that kind of jagged. However, the problem is that this part right here is that jagged. That part over there isn't, but this part right here is very far down, and it would look weird if I just like took out all these stairs now. But I'm going to kind of see what it looks like. So I'm actually going to undo my progress that took me forever to do. Basically. And we're going to see how that looks instead. So, 1 second. Alright guys, I've finished it. Finally. That's what the arch looks like. I looked at some actual pictures of the arches in the Castlevania series, and this is basically as close as we're gonna get within Minecraft. And there's something you may have noticed if you're attentive. I also changed the roof, which means that I also had to change a few other things, right? Namely, now we go all the way up to the top, and then on the roof of this tower is now the entrance to the other tower, rather than from the this floor below. So instead of going up, it now goes down, which works better, because now this arch can be whatever I want it to be, and it is that one actually looks pretty good. However, this one in particular, this side right there, took me quite some time to accomplish, and overall I am just... It looks fine, but it's because I was stupid and didn't align it perfectly diagonally, and was lazy and stuff like that in the planning process. So now I know that won't happen again. This is never gonna happen again. However, looking forward, I have a feeling that this is going to be a lot better of a project, and I'm a lot more excited to get into some of the more detailed parts of the actual Castlevania structure, and we're going to implement a lot more of the actual like Castlevania parts to it, rather than just kind of this very generic castle. So yeah, first things first though, with that, I have noticed that there are a lot of like really tall, kind of like these spikes that go up in the Castlevania towers. So yeah, how does that look? That looks actually pretty good. It's actually a little too tall, so we're gonna fix that real quick. But moving forward, basically, I'm gonna try my very best. Now, granted, keep in mind that realistically we only have 250 blocks of height to work with, whereas the Castlevania castle is far, far taller than that. So we're not exactly going to be going with the tallest version of it, but it will be hopefully a little bit better. And I don't want to really necessarily go too much taller than that. We might actually go a little bit taller than that, but we probably won't. However, we will be doing other stuff like in between, kind of like in the sky here, and it'll look real cool, and it'll be real exciting, and I'm excited for it. I hope that you guys are excited for it, because it's gonna look good. Yeah, it's gonna look good. Now, if you actually take a look at the Castlevania castle itself in Dracula's castle, I keep calling it the Castlevania castle. It's more so called Dracula's castle than anything. If you look at it, most of it is actually made from just regular stone, and then it's got like this kind of darker roof, kind of like a dark red roof, almost. And see, we didn't go for that. We didn't go for that aesthetic, which is like, that's fine. We're kind of doing our own style. But overall, it probably would have looked a little bit more like the Dracula's castle than it currently does. But all in all, I'm okay with it. I like how it is, but I also don't like how it is, because I am someone who's just like, well, let's make it perfect. And quite frankly, I just can't do that. I want to add my own style, so we'll have elements of Castlevania as well as my own elements put into it. But that is going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, a like is very much appreciated. And if you want to see more content like this, as well as the rest of this building process, the building of the Castlevania castle, just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.